says, how did we get into this situation? The answer is found in the great controversy which, though beginning in heaven, had unfortunately come to earth and fairly early on in earth's history too. What do you think the phrase fairly early on in earth's history means? Is this speaking of the early in regards to the non-living matter on earth when that was made, or when life was made on earth? What do you think it's referring to? Or is there a difference? I guess the question I was kind of probing is, do you see this idea early on in earth's history, is earth having a history, the inanimate materials, the bedrocks, the geological formations, so to speak, the matter that is inorganic in nature, non-living in nature, does it have an existence prior to the Genesis 1 account? Or do you see Genesis 1 describing the actual creation of the inanimate materials on earth? Well, Job 38, 4-6 says that the angels sang together for joy when the foundations of the earth were laid, and it asked the question of Job, where were you? Think through the meaning of that. Okay, the angels were already in existence when earth was created, if you believe Job's account of Job, the book of Job. Which means that there was some creation prior to the foundation of earth that was going on. And then Genesis 1 itself, verse 2 says, now the earth was formless and empty, darkness over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God hovered on the waters. Does it sound like there was nothing there, or something of some voidless, formless substance was there? Was earth laid, the foundations laid, the Genesis 1 account, or was there some inorganic?
What difference does it make?
Well, that's a good question. What difference does it make? Does it make a difference at all?
It does make a difference with some of the evidence that is provided by, well, some of the things are taken as evidence for evolution.
There you go. Does make a huge difference. See, today in our world, what's the evidence that is often put forward? Geological evidence. Of what?
Age of rocks.
The age of rocks. And what is the age of rocks in as far as the radioactive decay of rocks and so forth? Billions of years old. Billions of years. The universe itself, billions of years old. Does Genesis actually describe the creation of the universe?
No.
It does not. No, the universe was created sometime, who knows when. The Bible does not tell us when God made angels. The Bible does not tell us when he created the entire universe. It doesn't tell us that information. It tells us in Genesis the creation of earth and the solar system. Thus, when scientists find geological formations that are dated to billions of years old, you don't have to be threatened with your biblical narrative. The biblical narrative is not threatened by that. The biblical narrative is still true because the Bible is even given information in the Bible that the earth, the universe was made sometimes. But Genesis is the story of terraforming a small little section of the Milky Way, our solar system. And if you get your mind around that, you go, okay, wait a second, what about then, Genesis 1, 14-19, when it says, let there be lights in the sky and so forth, and it says, let the sun, moon, and stars are made. What is he talking about? Most likely the consistent evidence here is he's talking about Venus and Mars, the bright stars in the night of this solar system. This is what he's probably talking about here, not the entire universe again, which was created sometime, who knows when. And so we have God who created a universe. Things were unfolding in the universe, sometime downstream of already having intelligent life in other places in the universe. God came to this little corner of the Milky Way and terraformed planet Earth after a war had already broken out in heaven over God's trustworthiness. So I find that when you put those pieces together, we can have an intelligent conversation with people who point to scientific evidence of the Earth being billions of years old. No problem with that. But they can't actually show you scientific evidence that life is billions of years old. There's no evidence for that. That's all theoretical. The most they can date life with the tools that they have now, and this is all based on assumptions that are not provable, would be 50,000 years. And that's still based on assumptions that are not provable.